Croak Crusader is an action platformer series being developed by Toonaware devs and published by Two Left Thumbs. Your tongue is your main means of both mobility and offense, with an easy to learn but hard to master control scheme. If this looks like it would be up your alley, there is a standalone free title, Spawn of the Spore Spectre, available on Steam right now, and a full paid sequel will be coming out next year, Croak Crusader, the Champion of Canada. I'll have links down to both below. Play one for free and wishlist the other. Accessing the secret boss of the 4th chapter is far simpler overall, and there isn't a way to miss it the way there was with the S ranks of chapter 3. Instead, you just need to be thorough with your exploration of the dark world. Once you have the climbing claws from Jack, you'll climb out of that room, slide your way down, which takes you back to the Dark Sanctuary save file, and from here, there is a previously inaccessible path. When you climb up this bookcase, there is immediately a double stack of bookcases. And here we have a golden piano. Melodies 3 there be, 2 in the southern towers, 1 where gold strikes water. Same as previous puzzles, we need to find the 3 different pieces of this song, and this is directly telling you where to look. Head back down towards the save file we just went past and take the door to the left. This is where the blue books will fly off the shelves at you. Hug to the left, you can avoid those, and take the path behind the waterfall. This has the echoing path, and you must head towards the glowing yellow circle. From there is bells that can be climbed. There's a relatively simple one of these pathing areas. There are only like 2 dead ends, it's pretty hard to get wrong. Hey, we finally got to the end of this stupid room. At which point you will be chased once again. You need to run your way out of here. The path is pretty simple to find your way back, and there isn't really a time pressure. This thing's not gonna catch you and kill you. Gerson interrupts, and you go and enjoy some tea. A useful landmark for this next one is to start at the study. Exit to the left, head down. You know you're heading the right way if you see the broken glass. To the right and down again. Move quickly through this windowed area and you can avoid a fight. You'll find a climbable wall that takes you to this echo room filled with statues. Push your way around this path until you find the one off to the right. Upon interacting with them, it opens a path up north. Step on the little yellow trigger and you'll be given the next part of the music. If you climb down from here, head all the way to the left, move your way quickly through this stained glass area. You'll keep moving left through a few more screens, you go down a few sets of stairs. Once you're on this dark path puzzle, just keep pressing as far left as you can until you find another wall to climb. You'll have to do quite a bit of climbing here, avoiding little bits of water falling here and there. It's not very complicated to climb your way up. Unfortunately, you do have to bump this cup down. I just kind of felt mean doing that. There is a second phase to the climbing, and at the top you will find the regular container of water. And upon heading back, we have a water cooler fight. This turns into Miss Mizzle, and upon completing that fight, the next piece of the sheet music is written directly on the wall. And just like that, we have all 3 pieces. They aren't actually that hard to track down. Head back to the study, make your way up these 2 trails of books, and at the top we now have the completed song. This one is ever so slightly different in that several of the notes don't require a directional input, but otherwise it's the same as playing any other piano. Did you just hear something? It sounded a bit like a fireplace opening up. I knew those floppy ears were good for something. Dude. Too specific, but yeah. Now, there's no point stocking up on any items because they'll actually be disabled as you go into this fight. Heading through, the Hammer of Justice rests on an anvil. Damn, so this is the magic axe, huh? Or if you had avoided learning about the axe? Damn, I don't know what this axe is, but it looks awesome. You got the... Wait a tick, you gotta pay for that. Hey, the heck are you talking about? This is still the inside of my study, ain't it? Nothing else was free, so why'd you think we'd start here? Good one. I'm taking the axe now. Don't think I'm serious? Check the price tag. Huh? Price what? It says it costs, 999,999,999. Didn't realize it was still on discount. But I know you worked real hard to get here, so how about a trade? If you, and you alone, can best my challenge, I give it to you for free. Knew you'd say that. What do you want? How about a haircut? A haircut? Alright, sure. Which hair you want me to cut? Oh, any of them. They're all too long, see? Just get one, and I'll give it to you. Alright, I'll start with your beard. Huh? Stay still! I get it. You think I'm gonna go easy on you, huh? What the? Ah, so you want to get serious, do you? Then, tell me first. Can you hear it? Can you hear its song, singing from the deep? That is the ringing. Of the Hammer of Justice. This immediately calls to mind Onion-san's mention of a song from the deep. As my friend, do you wanna hear a secret? Sometimes I hear a song at night. Just a little piece of a song, you hear? It sounds like it's coming from under the water. Deep. Do you think someone's auditioning for my band? Oh, I'm about to make another friend. I can feel it, you hear? Do you wanna hear another secret? I think, maybe, I've heard that song before, coming from the sea. The whole thing. It's not a new song. But I can't remember. I can't remember, you hear? I'm going to investigate, you hear? Come back tomorrow, you hear? Onion is on the case. That's my name, right? And of course, when we come back tomorrow, we never get to see Onion-san. There have been so many theories surrounding this tied to Des and her musical abilities, or possibly even Shiren, who's now resting her voice in the hospital. And all of a sudden, this song might be the repetitive ringing of a hammer on the anvil. Or it's just Toby further messing with us. It's fun to stay open to these possibilities. The bell of justice rings. Attack to show what you've got. If you try to use an item, then Gerson will straight up steal it. Whoa there. I ain't using items, so fair's fair, ain't it? Attacking with Susie in this fight will fill up your TP. When successfully knocking back Rude Buster after a bit of a volley with Gerson, it'll look like he gets dizzied. You're not really gonna see or feel much different, but it is technically progressing you towards the end of the fight. I don't know if I really recommend it as a strategy, because you're gonna have to start volleying it back more and more times every time you use it. If you allow Susie's Rude Buster to be hit back at her, what kind of cheap trick was that? Sorry, thought she'd hit it back. Oh yeah? I'll show you. Chris, let's use it again. This fight does kind of take it easy on you. You take less damage the less health you currently have. But with the amount it's throwing at you, it can definitely chip away at you. Upon failing, damn, I couldn't keep up. Well, you gave it your best shot. Here. Huh? I saw the fire in your eyes. That's proof enough for me. Take it. And this crystal, too. Nah, keep it. You don't want it? Of course I do, but you're gonna need something to give me. After our rematch. You've got guts, kid. I like that. After your second failed attempt, damn it. You aren't giving up, are you? Hell no. Chris, let's try again. And for your third loss onwards, it's all right. How about you give it another shot? What, ready to fight again? What do you say, Chris? Sorry, not enough time. Sorry, we'll kick your ass later, old man. Go, Susie, go! Get ready, 'cause I'm not gonna hold anything back. Naturally, as Gerson is a storyteller, there is a story that plays out across this fight. I'm gonna rewind to the very beginning and look at the dialogue that these two characters share throughout. Look at that fancy footwork. So you got moves. So what? You're facing a hero. There isn't anything that's gonna stand in our way. So the story goes, so the story goes. But ain't every story better with a little twist? Huh? Something feels off. You won't learn anything running away, you know? If you've got guts, let's see how you deal facing everything head on. Chris, help me out. And we have a return of the very Undyne-like battle mechanics of trying to deflect incoming projectiles. It was dirty work by Toby to bring back the yellow and red arrows, but not use them in the same way as the Undyne fight. He knew what he was doing there. And also in-universe, it's just kind of a cool thing to think of the way Gerson mentored Undyne, and Undyne went on to make it her own. The air crackles green with freedom. Bringing back a bit of dialogue, the air crackles with freedom, something seen in the two other proper secret boss fights. This time it just has a color attached to it. As long as you're green, you can't run away. Unless you face danger head on, those bullets will do you in. Did you ever hear that old tale? Yes, the old tale based upon the prophecy. Lord of the Hammer. Think I heard about it? What happens? Now, keep in mind, as Gerson begins telling this story, it is presented in chapters much like this game, and there are parallels to be drawn to what we have seen. Smells like steel and leather. Chapter 1. The March of the Dark King. The heroes defeat the king and stop the dragon. So this would be the Spade King. For years, we didn't really know what Susie was. I think people generally thought she was some sort of dinosaur or big lizard, but these more recent chapters are more heavily laying on the idea that she is a dragon. The dragon wasn't defeated or vanquished, they were simply stopped, which is likely referring to the way we helped push Susie towards a more pacifist nature. Chapter 2. The City of the Shining. The heroes do battle in chariots to save the queen. The chariot could be the queen's car, but it's more likely to be the roller coaster fight. From here, things switch to an octagon, making it notably harder to fight against. The bells ring in justice. I like the little bit of wordplay there. They are ringing out in the tune of justice, or it can be read as they are ringing out injustice. Chapter 3. The Isles of Northern Light. The heroes travel among the islands and catch a glimpse of a lost land. Traveling between islands, the lost land, all of that is tying really heavily to the previous chapter's secret boss. Now, there are segments of the battle where you are still a red heart in need of dodging, and obviously when I see this green shell getting knocked around, I can't help but think of the Mario series. I thought I would quickly mention that. Chapter 4. The Trials of the Holy Hammer. A great smith gives the heroes a terrible weapon. Kinda tooting his own horn a little bit with this one. And he also goes kinda hammer bros on us here. It's a little hard to dodge. You're very likely gonna take some damage there. For the big hammer drop, just hug right up to the side there and you won't get hit. Now, here's where things get interesting. We don't have a comparison here. Chapter 5. The Field of Pink and Gold. Obviously, like the pink and yellow eyes we've seen with Spampton and have been teased in various other ways, the vast garden is charred in an inferno of jealousy. What happens next? Who knows? There is only one more chapter after that. It all stopped. These shells need to be deflected twice. These individual attacks do not do a lot of damage. I was kind of getting hammered here in my first attempt, and I was still able to stay alive. Other than things like the hammer tossing, these are patterned attacks, so you can start to anticipate some of those sneaky little low blows he makes. which is pretty crucial for staying alive as he chips away at your health. That next book, it never did get written. The story, it became so grand, so overwhelming. Some say it swallowed up the author himself. Now, this line draws a direct comparison to the idea of W.D. Gaster falling into his own creation, paving the way for a bunch of theorizing that Gerson and Gaster either are linked, or at the very least are meant to be direct foils of each other within the story. I haven't gone that deep into it myself, but I'm incredibly interested and looking forward to digging deeper into that. It's one shell of a battle. The ones who could write the next, the youth, the pen was lying there for them to pick up, to make the next page. They never did. But you, my dear, I see a story lit up in your eyes. Burning bright, burning black, burning up everything. The bell's ringing now. Seems we've reached the final rounds. So, how do you think it all ends? No, how do you want it to end? An ending, huh? If I could choose, I guess, I wouldn't have an ending. It's just better if stuff just goes on forever, right? Well, ain't that something? At this late hour, with the bells ringing out their justice, you choose eternity. The opponent is finally slowing down, or speeding up. Miss, hold on dearly to that thought, for the tides of fate are drawing close. And soon, an ocean of ink shall wash across the pages. But there is one thing that can overwrite the dark. A white pen, known as hope. Miss, I believe this is what you hold. Me? Nah, Chris has the pen. My weapon's like a hairbrush or something. Is that so? Is that so? Yep, now shut up and give me that axe. And he does a little fake out attack on you at the end there. Alright, I figured it out. You want to see what I got then? Take this! Ah, you missed! And Susie does a little sneak attack of her own. How's that, old man? That was the most fun I ever had! See how I used my healing just now? Yeah. Guess this is mine now, huh? Justice Axe was added to your weapons. And take this too. For some reason, I found this weird piece of glass in my desk. Felt like someone really wanted me to use this thing. But it didn't interest me, so you can take it. Shadow Crystal was added to your key items. Knew it was worth having a rematch. If it was anything more than your 6th attempt. Finally! Was starting to wonder if I'd ever win. And Gerson continues on with his usual lesson. Perseverance. Each time, you get a little better. That's all I wanted to see. Can't think I'm gonna be the toughest thing you'll face. But next time, you'll be ready. Don't give up and give 'em hell. Don't have to tell me that, old man. If you instead beat this on your first attempt, after being granted the Shadow Crystal, the truth is, I was gonna give you it all if you beat me or not. But woomph, you actually put up quite a fight. Well, maybe you're losing your touch. Oh, far from it. You weren't truly fighting by yourself, were ya? Huh? Oh. You mean Chris? Yeah. Guess I kinda needed their help to win. Well, don't sell your own skills short either. You're something real special yourself. You weren't bad either. Now, go enjoy that axe. Alright. Going back to talk to him again, he no longer has anything to say. As we leave, well, I'll be seeing you around now. Yeah. I guess we will. Why'd you help me so much? You didn't have to. You remind me a bit of someone I used to know. Who? Just a character from that old story. Lord of the Hammer, huh? Hell if I'm reading that. Though, wait a sec. Isn't that what Dragon Blazers was based on? Yep. And so they changed parts of the story. Of course, the biggest fans got mad, but isn't it interesting? The book was already just an interpretation of something else. Stories can be retold, they can be changed. That's what I believe. Huh. The words on a wall called you a hero. Whatever you end up being, I'm sure it'll be tremendous. Anyway, which Dragon Blazers character am I? Right! You are the dragon. That's what I was hoping. The Justice Axe, it has no special powers. However, in order to attain this item, you became much stronger. But off in the list of special abilities, it is instead listed with question marks instead of simply saying no ability. If you absolutely overload your inventory to the point that you can't accept the axe, guess this is mine now, huh? Justice Axe was added to your weapons. But there wasn't enough room. Damn it, Chris, the hell did you get so much stupid stuff? Well, that axe ain't going anywhere, so just pick it up later. And take this, too. And he hands over the Shadow Crystal. And the Justice Axe is waiting in storage for you. And talking to him after, that crystal's got some kind of strange power. Gave me the skeevies, so I didn't use it. If you ask about the magic axe, enjoy yourselves. You got a lot ahead of you. Now, I have to take things back a step, because Chapter 3 doesn't actually end in the hometown or give you an opportunity to visit the Dark Castle. We still have that Shadow Crystal left lingering in our inventory. If you obtained the Shadow Mantle but then lost to the Knight. I know what you're gonna say. Now, there's no shame in it. You fought the Knight, didn't you? Well, we all know there's no winning there. Even with the Shadow Mantle, you might have had a chance. But even then, getting the Shadow Crystal would be challenging. Don't have a long face now, we all knew nothing would come of this. But it was fun to pretend it might for a little while. Thank you. And if you lost to the Knight and didn't have the Shadow Mantle, then they just tell a quirky, funny little story about them and the Addisons. If you won against the Knight with the Shadow Mantle, it starts much the same. What? You got the Shadow Crystal? I see. So you were able to recover the Shadow Mantle. That's odd, Chris. Where did you find it? Well, never mind that. You got the crystal. That's all that matters. Now you've got 3. Only 2 more. And we should have enough to make something I think you'll quite enjoy. Now good luck, and I'll be taking that Shadow Crystal. So we have confirmation that there are only 5 of these things. Presumably we'll get the 5th in Chapter 5, providing us a unique weapon to use for the remainder of the game. Maybe there'll be something that specifically requires this super weapon, or it'll just be an optional aid the way the Shadow Mantle was. Kinda doing a hard route through the game, tackling every secret boss. Talking to Sham again after that, it's strange. By all reasonable means, the strength of your next opponent should be enough to already ring the bell on your defeat. But for some reason, I can't help but think you may win. What is this feeling? Hope? Whatever it is, it's quite funny. So not only is the ringing teasing details about Chapter 4, Sham indicates they're feeling hope, something that Gerson then tells Susie she carries. There are people who have no-hit the Knight, and have thus beat it without the Shadow Mantle? I know what you're gonna say. Now, there's no shame in it. You fought the Knight, didn't you? Well, we all know there's no winning there. What? You got the Shadow Crystal, and without even using the Shadow Mantle? You 3. You might be even sicker than that old clown. Oh, it must have been a terrific match. If only I could have witnessed it. Well, never mind that. You got the crystal. That's all that matters. And from there it carries on the same as before. We are again on a bit of a Shadow Crystal delay. We now have this 4th one, but there's never an opportunity with which to bring it to Sham again. And there is one more secret boss fight. At the very end of Chapter 4, we're given a series of flames that allow us to quick teleport back towards the beginning. Walking back through this prophecy path, there is a beam of light through which we can access the Dark World. Huh? It looks like that thing in Castletown. A way back to the Light World? Did the door to the church crack open? What do we do? Go back to Castletown. Wait, we can't leave now. Toriel might be... Susie, if you stay, I should stay too. Chris, if you're gonna go fast and direct. No messing around. Come back quick, Chris. And most of the Castletown is roped off. There isn't a lot we can actually do. Lancer's playing the tuba, a bunch of characters are dancing around off to the side here. So that does mean there's no accessing Sham's shop, and the Shadow Crystal obtained from Gerson will have to wait till another chapter to deliver properly. The only accessible parts of the town right now are the cafe and this new TV area. When first accessing the castle town when starting up Chapter 4, you can come directly to this location and you actually get to bring the full party with you. But at this point in time, we don't know the password to access the door. If you've either looked it up or guessed it, you can enter the room early. After you've beaten the game, it does just give you the code. The password is 6453. Don't forget it. You entered the numbers knowingly. This is actually how you would spell out Mike on an old mobile T9 keyboard. There are various shushing statues against the wall that I'll just say it's a statue, and at the end is this cat-like statue with a pink flame on its forehead. It does also look a little bit like a pointer finger and thumb, kind of like a hand version of a mouse cursor. It's a statue. It has cat ears. Pet it. Turns yellow and disappears, so then we can push forward. There's a little bit of extra dialogue if these two are with you. Are we supposed to be in here? The door was locked. What? Aren't you curious who the hell Mike is? He sure got mentioned a hell of a lot. Maybe just a peek? It's a very tall statue. It has cat ears. Surprisingly, you can't reach. We can see various hats along the wall and a really tall filing cabinet. A mouse hiding in the corner. It seems the mouse is terrified of the statue. When you pet it, you saved the mouse from the cat statue. It considers you its hero. The mouse transforms from admiration. It looks like you can use the mouse with the mouse. If Ralse is with you, this dialogue comes from him instead. Chris, it looks like you can use the mouse with the mouse. You can pet both of them. They both kind of react a little bit uncertain what to do about that. You can retrieve this cowboy hat. You can grab up any of the hats at this point. You can put them on yourself. There, look at that. Very fashionable. You can dress these two up in goofy hats as well. There doesn't seem to be any unique dialogue for doing so. Unfortunately, the hats don't persist. And we can now pet these cats. And inside is simply a TV dinner. It's a mysterious microphone-shaped crystal. Peering into the crystal ball, the thoughts of microphones cross your mind. So you have to select your actual microphone. There's all sorts of things hooked up on my computer. You can also just assign it to your mouse. So there, you can see I'm talking and it's registering on the microphone down there at the bottom. You can see those audio levels registering on the door itself. And getting right up close to the mic, pushes it over the threshold and opens the door. Hey, the heck are you doing in here? Didn't you read that door? Yeah, it said Mike. And you still went inside? What? What? Do you think you're Mike or something? Or, no, it said Mike. If you didn't read it, how do you know what it said? What? What? Do you think you're Mike or something? I'm Mike. Wrong. Wrong. Are you getting this? You hearing yourself yapping? Ya room noise? Air check. No, mic check. There's only one real Mike. And that's me! Or, if instead, you're Mike. Meek. So you figured it out, did ya? Meek. That's right. Which I think is supposed to be like Meowth.
Meowth, that's right.
If you've somehow gone all this time without having this spoiled for you yet, now seems as good a time as any as to say this entire sequence, everything in the remainder of this video, is basically one big optional gag. Toby is just straight messing with the fans. But it is a lot of fun. Mike got pet. Hey, nice to meet ya. It's me, Motormouth Mike, the microphone, who croons and groans. Nice of you to drop by. Not at all. No. Look with your private eyes. This is a private room, see? We are live, we are on air, we are recording, you are background noise. Get out, or these 48 volts ain't gonna be just for show. First, you're playing a little bit of a helicopter-like game. You have to make noise or be silent to make the box flap its wings up and down. Mike keeps talking loudly, as he always does. The mouse offers you a fruit bonus. It was effective. If you try to pet Susie, the mouse was bitten. Touch me and you'll lose a finger, dumbass. On a second pet, lay off, idiot. And on any subsequent pet, Susie has nothing more to say. Giving Ralsei pets, that tickles. On a second pet, is it okay to receive this much attention? And for the third pet onwards, Ralsei falls over, petting overdose. Ralsei will actually just stay flattened for the rest of the battle. That's right, it's me, Mike. Always has been, always will be. They call me Motormouth because I never stop talking, ever. I'm sure you heard me. You did, didn't ya? You can't tune me out, no siree, yes siree. I'm always on the air, in the air, all around you, even within you. Now get out! There's another one of these helicopter-like sequences going up and down through the mics. I do enjoy that the mics you're dodging around are also responding to the applause sign and themselves are clapping. Mike combs his head back. His head and hair are one and the same. Mike all day, Mike all night. I'm the best and most beloved, Tenna's favorite, ha ha ha! Always there for him, never not there. I'm always there, never not. I do his therapy, his psychology, his analogies, his first aid, his last aid. His lemonade, his grenades, his eye drops, his nose drops, his cough drops. I tuck him in at night, I play his bedtime programs, I sing his theme song. And most of all, I record everything he ever says. And even some things he never says. Now get out! I found this kind of challenging because there is a bit of a delay with the input and your box reacting, so I was getting hit left and right, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. It's pretty hard to outright fail. Huff, puff. I think Mike needs a little break. I'll be back in a sec. And a new Mike arrives. A cat with the pink and yellow eyeballs and microphones for hands and feet. Mike dances silently, as he always does. This Mike again blushes when being pet, but doesn't actually speak. And we get to play cat petters. Basically just like we had seen in the Spampton ARG, a ways different, but similar. Mike seems to be a little too into the jazz music. Using the mouse on Chris again, this time it instead pops out a banana for your fruit bonus. And now this time coming from just off screen. Hey, don't look shocked, it's me, Mike, who famously loves to talk. I'm going to talk right now. Listen. Did you hear? That was great, right? Real verbose. Many cats to pet. You can't let them get too angry. You gotta jump up and pet them before they start hairballing all over. Mike is definitely a cat. This time, I don't know what we just gave Chris. It was crunchy and not very fruit-like. So I look a little different. Well, what's the big deal? I just changed my outfit. That little costume was so cramped. That's what was tiring me out. I still feel miserable. Miserable, I said. Miserable! Frowny face. Now it's starting to layer together a few things. We Flappy Bird our way around some microphones. You have to pet these cats as they get in the way and avoid their various hairballs. Alright, that's enough already. I'm not feeling quite myself. I think I really need to take a break. I said I think Mike really needs to take a break. Mike is definitely a cowboy. Nice to meet ya. It's me, Big Mouth Mike. They calls me that because I don't shut up, see? This is a private room. We got private eyes. We've been investigating ya. We like what we see. Keep it up. In this next one, speaking moves the heart side to side, so you're just trying to position to avoid the cat claws that are trying to swipe you away. Mike considers manipulating the volume, which is especially fitting because this mic is just a disguised zapper. Nice to meet ya. Some more. I'm still Mike, Big Mouth Mike. Sorry, I mean Motor Mouth Mike. My name's Motor Mouth Mike. Yeah. Modern Mouth Mike, you know? More side to sides around what appears to be falling cat paws. Mike seems slightly uncomfortable in their jacket. Nice to meet you. Some more again. It's me, Modern Mike. And my mouth is big because I talk a lot. Motor Mouth Mike. My name is Motor Mouth Mike. Yeah, what he said. I'm Motor Mike. Motor Mouth! The big cat paws are back, and you have a much more narrow safe zone you're trying to land within. What does Mike say next? Don't ask me, idiot. You're Mike. Oh, yes. So why can't I say whatever's I want? Alright, that's it. Look, I admit it. There's more than one Mike. More than one. And now that you know, there's no way we can let you out of here alive. Mike is definitely? Usually we split this all up. One Mike does all the talking, one Mike is the muscles. And one Mike, listens. You gotta have a Mike that listens. You slide your hand back and forth. You're trying to pet the white cats and gather up the teal ones to place them inside of the basket. I really did not think that the Spampton Cat ARG would tie in any way. Sounds like feedback. Everyone thinks there's only one Mike. One. But there ain't. There's, 2, 3. Sorry, I forgot him because he doesn't talk. In classic Toby style, even as a part of a fight that is entirely a gag, really, the different mechanics that you've started to learn throughout the fight are starting to layer together. Moving side to side, finding safe zones, avoiding those paws, petting these cats. Cats that notably have pink and yellow eyes, but again, everything's pretty easy to survive through. Mics are getting ready to turn it up. But we can't let this get out. No! If people knew there was more than one Mike, everybody would want to be Mike. Well, we're not letting that happen. Boys, it's time for our ultimate attack. The three of them group together as a great big ball. The first part of this is very much the same as the previous phase, moving your way into the safe zones, petting these cats before they hairball on you. It goes one step further where the attacks are more narrow but a little faster and a little harder to react to, and there's this trail of cats behind them as they hurl down. I'll give them credit, the ultimate attack was probably the hardest part of this fight, even though it was still very easy overall. You have to hit the ball as it passes by, all before the ball just fully explodes. That ain't worked so good. Boss, can we just use our normal attacks? What? No way! I mean, wait, these are our normal attacks. All right, take out your gun, buddy. We get a bunch of old school Hanna-Barbera-esque sound effects, which makes sense for TV-themed characters. Wait, time out! Sorry, I admit it. It was so hard doing what Tenna wanted, I couldn't do it alone. I needed more mics. And all along the way, I forgot who I really was. But you helped me remember. I'm the only Mike, the real one. These two guys are fakes. Beat them up. Make them pay for being so stupid. All right, I admit it. None of us are actually Mike. We're just kind of in charge of Mike's room, unofficially. Tenna's always talking to Mike, right? Well, you see, sometimes he wants to come to this room and visit him. It's been that way since TV World. But he gets really moody if Mike isn't there, and takes it out on us. Now, here's the thing about that. Mike has never been here, not once! And in order to stop Tenna from getting his nose twisted up, we just started taking turns pretending to be him. And you know what the weird thing is? It actually worked. As long as there's a Mike, Tenna actually believes it. Obviously, we couldn't let you in here or you'd snitch. But it's too late now. Our conspiracy is busted. Just before you tell Tenna, let me ask you one last thing. Who's Mike? Who is he? Giving us a very direct Pepe Silva reference. A bulletin board covered in evidence with red lines connecting them is a bit of a trope, but I think based on the rampant theorizing and the absolute frantic energy of this Pippin, I'd be confident saying this was intended to be a Pepe Sylvia reference.
So I go up to Pepe's office, and what do I find out, man? What do I find out? There is no Pepe Sylvia. The man does not exist, okay?
Which is funny because over the years, I've thrown a couple It's Always Sunny references back at Deltarune through these videos. Because none of us have ever seen him. None of us. Ever. Every time Tenna asks Mike to do something, it's either like he just does it himself, we do it secretly, or it just sort of happens. So who is Mike? Who is he? Is he just Tenna's imaginary friend? Is he Tenna's alter ego, like some alternate personality or something? And why the hell does he get so much love and attention? If the weather guys are second in command, what does that make him? What if it's us? Us? Yeah, we've been pretending to be Mike doing stuff. What if when we pretend to be Mike, we's actually Mike? What? It's always been us? Then where'd the idea of Mike come from in the first place? Beats me. This doesn't make any sense. What about you? You came to this room. Are you Mike? Are you? And if you're here with the full group, then this Pippin accuses the group instead, saying you guys. Are you guys Mike? Huh? Are ya? Are ya? Now, if Tenna is either in the castle town, or you came here with just Chris, I give up. As long as someone's Mike, it'll work out. They all run off together. Now, if Tenna was left broken, I give up. It's time to face the music. Go ahead, snitch to Tenna. Tenna, he's not in this dark world, you know? Or if Tenna had been given away to who we assume is Mettaton. Dude, we gave him away. He's not even in this dark world anymore. And then regardless of which response Susie gave, the rest of the scene with this group plays out the same. Huh? You mean we can keep pretending to be Mike as long as we's want? We never wanted to be Mike, you big bozo. Now let's get out of here before something weird happens. I suppose we also don't need to be here? Yeah. You don't really like looking at this sort of thing. Just trying not to get caught up in the theorizing. You know, from time to time I know the feeling. There is a long, long hallway that slowly fades out to blue. And if you wait at the end of this hallway for just a few seconds, then a giant photorealistic Mike appears on screen for just a few seconds before fading back out. With the gag being that perhaps this is the real Mike. Pretty silly, pretty on the nose. When we head out, it explodes and becomes a cat room. And each of the Mikes now has a different minigame to play. Batat, Jongler, who was referenced in the sweepstakes, and also appeared briefly in Chapter 2. It's Jongler's book on jongling and other tricks. And Pluie, Toby had posted multiple updates leading up to release about implementing Pluie, and that was never really expanded upon, so it spun out a bunch of weird theories. And it turns out it's just the name of this minigame you could play with Cat Mike. I won't be showing these mini-games off in any great detail. If you want to see them, you can go play all this for yourself. In Batat, you have to avoid these sort of asteroids and grab and collect these cats. There's someone on Twitter who managed to score 100 million in this game. You start seeing a bunch of rare cats and the friend face. In Jongler, you're basically just tossing cats at this hole. It's okay, they land on their feet and they come back to you, so they must like it. And then in Pluie, you're avoiding the rain, gathering up these cats, and putting them in the basket, or the ark, as the instructions refer to it. Normally, if you interact with Cat Mike, it's just dancing. Hey, boss, talk to the little guys. I don't know what's up. Me, yike, what's up? It's me, the real Mike. Saying nothing, Tenna always said Mike acted different after the other guy left, implying that there was once a different Mike. What other guy? What different? Why? A few minutes out of this room and we all decided we couldn't take it. There can't be no Mike, and there can't be more than one Mike. So which one of us the real one? That's where you come in, see? See, the real Mike would be the strongest, right? So each of us is ready to fight you again, minigame style. The one you get the most points against has got to be the real Mike. Quick bit of instructions, pick us up with mouse and put us in the center to play. Here's the games. We get really brief explanations of each minigame. It's nothing that unique or special or interesting, so I'm skipping over that. And just asking who's Mike. Who knows? It's a tie. Hurry up and get a high score, kid. While Small Mike's is the highest. Haha, it's me, Small Mike. I am the real Mike, finally. And now there's a series of answers that are selected randomly. Now I'll get to have Tenna's shock therapy all by myself. Wait, that's not what I want. Let somebody else win. Now I'll get to give Tenna an antenna massage all by myself. Now I'll get to organize Tenna's nose drawer all by myself. Now I'll get to sing Rockabye BB to Tenna's cupboard all by myself. With Cowboy Mike as the high score. What? Cowboy Hat Mike has the highest score? What's wrong with you? Making people think Mike is a cowboy? I'll make you pay. I've got connections. I've got friends on the inside. Though, that friend is just that cowboy guy over there. Hey boss, I got the highest scores. Does that mean I can finally say whatever lines I want to say? And what? Cat Mike has the highest score? What's wrong with you, making people think Mike is a cat? I swear you people see pink and yellow and think, oh, a friend. Being a friend doesn't make you them yours. Those teeth, they bite. With the highest score, maybe the real Mike? And this is all referencing the recurring bit of imagery we've had in Deltarune so far of this smiling face with pink and yellow eyes, which in the game files is referred to as friend. So Toby's addressing that very head on here. Each one of these is individually poking fun at a separate theory. All the various fan creations that drew Mike as a microphone, the various details that pointed towards Mike possibly being a cat, and with people commonly linking up the yellow and pink eyes with Mike, and of course the Woody theory. It's the Michael bomb. It resets the high score of all Michaels to 0. If at any point you abort this, don't do it. Resisted the temptation of Michael. Explode and reset scores. You hesitated. Michael Bomb will really set all high scores to 0. I'm serious. You pressed in the letters M-I-C-H-A-E-L. The screen goes black, a small explosion, the word reset, and a small jingle that is a slowed down version of the Undertale song Metal Crusher. This is an unused sound effect that has existed all the way back since the original Undertale demo. It was titled Grandpa Semi, and with characters like Sans, Papyrus, W.D. Gaster, this seemed to hint at some grandfather figure whose name was also themed around typing and letters. It was always unclear if Toby left that behind as a breadcrumb for theorizing, and now he finally did pay it off, but in very much a joke context. Toby is galaxy braining all of us theorizers in just the most delightful way possible. And that's everything related to this. Maybe it's a little bit wrong to call it a secret boss, but considering how easily missable it was, I think that's an appropriate label. And if I didn't think I could love Toby more, I genuinely loved the fact that he took a few shots at the fandom with this. Honestly, we all kinda deserve it. Be sure to play Croak Crusader Spawn of the Spore Spectre. Any reviews or feedback you leave on that game will help shape the direction of the Champion of Canada, which while you're at it, please be sure to wishlist that. It helps us out a lot. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.